Yeah.
So welcome, Anna Bariyani.
Hello.
Hey. Founder, singer, and mother of Curawaka. Thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor and a joy to share with you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Before we talk about the Dreamtime Tour and your venue in Switzerland, let's talk about you and Curawaka. You founded the group in Brazil in 2013. You're the center, the vocalist, you sing, you play guitar, you stick with drum, shaker, and you are supported by a Latin American musician. So first you met Tavo Vasquez from Argentina, and he's playing and mastering flutes and charango. And then Alberto Arroyo joined from Mexico, and he's playing guitar and bass. And you invite, I think, various drummers to join the quartet.
Yeah.
So first question, what does Curawaka mean? And what inspired you to create this musical project?
Well, first, Curawaka means, it was inspired by a place that I used to dream of when I was a child. So I had this place that I used to visit in my dreams, and it was called Curawaka. And then by the time we were around the medicine ways and the ceremonies, it became Curawaka. So it was a one second. ¿Pueden quedarse un poquito, por favor? full band, full family on the move. It's just another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a place that I used to visit in my dreams, and I somehow remembered that around that time, and I was even able to kind of connect with it again and visit it again, and it became a really, like a special place, very magical place for me. And then that was Curawaka, and first Curawaka was called Alma da Curawaka, and then it turned into Curawaka, and then later we found out that in Yawanawa language, waka means water. So Curawaka is actually heal the water, or water heals. If you combine cura in Spanish, which means curar, to heal, and waka in Yawanawa language, meaning water. But it also is a star, I learned last year. I don't know if that's where I was going in my dreams, but it's also an actual star in our galaxy. So, but yeah, for me, it was about that place in my childhood.
Beautiful. So now, who is Curawaka? Can you share more about this, the members of your beautiful rainbow, colorful family, very international, and how you create and collaborate together?
Right. So it's me, Anna Bariyani from Norway. Then we have Tavo Vasquez, who is from Argentina, who was the second person to join. He was the first one in this current lineup that we have. Originally, I founded the band with two other brothers, also from Argentina, called Ariel Kushner and Bola Cosmica. And then in the kind of second lineup of the band was formed when I met Tavo Vasquez in Argentina in 2014, and by some beautiful, very cosmic stories, we managed to meet there in Tigre, and very instantly sort of connected within the music and started to collaborate. And within the month, we made our first EP, and which has the original recording of Nukumana, which turned out to be later on our record. And then we have Alberto Arroyo, who is also my partner and the father of my children. He joined 2 years later in 2016. Tavo and I were going to go to India and get inspired by the whole, by being inspired musically in India. And I met Alberto and I invited him to join. And He was a wonderful guitarist and a bass player, so that fitted very good because we needed that. And so we three are sort of the main core members of the band, and then we have we play with various other people as well, depending a little bit. We have a very important part of the tribe is our producer, Chai Fernando, who's from Brazil and who is producing our now two first records. And he also joins sometimes for percussion if we are, depending a little bit where we are. We also, at the moment, we are on tour with another drummer from Argentina called Ramiro Scalzi, who's an excellent percussion from Argentina. We are also, at the moment, playing some shows with a beautiful brother from Mexico called Dario Santa Maria Romero, who we are playing with a few times before, but now having a lineup of 5, so enjoying that very much. And there are various ones that we play with, some here, some there, some violinists, and the tribe is large, and it depends a little bit on the context. But we love to weave together with more voices, more musicians, more instruments, more music, more magicians. So, but this is the core group.
Thank you, so beautiful. So yeah, your music comes from all over the world and is inspired by native traditions whom you worked with and walked with, receiving lots of teachings. You sing in 7 dialects and languages, and you all actually in the group lived and studied with different tribes. And now sharing this indigenous wisdom and ancestral cultures, connecting the new with the ancient and giving indigenous a voice. So which dialect do you speak, and which tribes you feel more connected to or inspire your music the most? Do you want to talk about these tribes?
So even though I sing in a language doesn't necessarily mean I speak it. So I do sing in some languages that I do not master linguistically at all. But I spent some time in Brazil, where I learned Portuguese, where I also studied with the Huni Queen, with the Yawanawa, also some with the Guarani. So I feel very connected to, obviously, the ones that I have been to their land, spend time there, having connected with the tribes, been there for some time, done studies, had a relation, have a connection with the place, with their culture in their homes, with their way of, hunting and eating and singing and celebrating and doing their everyday life. Obviously very connected to the land and the forest, in this case specifically the Amazon. So I do sing some songs in Hachaquin, which is from the Huniquin people. I do not speak Hachaquin. Also sing in some songs in Yawanawa language. I do not speak Yawanawa language. I sing in Portuguese. I do speak Portuguese. I sing in Spanish. I do speak Spanish. Sing in English. Do speak English. Sing in Norwegian, my mother tongue, which and I also sing some songs in Sami language, which is the indigenous peoples of Norway, which I'm also very connected to, up in the north, in Sápmi. Also have on the new record, we have a connection with various elders and indigenous voices that we want to, that we've kind of brought in for the prayer of the new album, Dreamtime. And we have there I also sing in Shawandawa language, which is from Brazil as well, from the Amazon, together with Doña Francisca, who's a grandmother from the Shawandawa people. We also have there some support from the Wirarica people from Mexico, which I'm also connected to, also go and visit and do studies with them and feel very connected to them, the Wirarica people. There is also a Maracame who is supporting one of our songs on the new record, Tamburiri, which is already out as a single. There is also a taita, very dear taita from Colombia, Taita Nando, who has a prayer, Ícaro, on the song La Senda. She's also very connected to them. And yeah, I also sing a song together with an Inuit abuelo, Inuit grandfather called Hivshu, who's my favorite uncle and very, very dear person to us in our community. And we sing a song from the Inuit tradition together called Aunali. So yeah, the ties are wide and strong somehow, and I haven't gone for years and years and years into one. I've had some time with various ones that have been really meaningful to my life, and that I have had the blessing to cultivate these relations and spend time in their lands, most importantly. So it's for me, it's really important to use this platform that Curawaka has somehow attained, no? Mm-hmm. And really make sure that they are heard, because their voices are really the ones that I think we need to hear in these times of so much turmoil and confusion on the planet, and everyone wanting to be sustainable and environmental, and obviously nobody knows as much of sustainability as the Indigenous people and the First Nation peoples. So for us, it's important to give a voice to them and to highlight what they're saying, and wanting to kind of raise the attention around what they're saying, and somehow hoping and praying that we can unite around our elders in that way, and let them guide the way out of this crisis, because they really hold the keys and the answers.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, Call of the Wild was your first album. It was released in 2018, and people sing it all over the world, by heart. Heya Mayo, Cognac, Tenande. It was really, every song I think is a huge hit. You also collaborate, as you said, but you also collaborate with Astral Flowers and Mose. Now just released La Senda, and you're just back from the Dreamtime tour in Mexico, Peru, and Brazil, where you share the songs of your new awaited second album. I think it's called Dreamtime, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's called Dreamtime.
Oh, wow. So first, tell us, how was this first part? Did you manifest your dream and had a dream?
It was a very special part of the tour, this Latin American tour. Most of all because I haven't been back in Brazil for 8 years. We were in Mexico, we were in Peru. And this part of the tour was really before we launched this new record, it was for us really important to connect and reconnect with the places that have had such a big influence on us making this record. So there are really 4 strong places in its influence, and it is Virikuta and the medicine of Hikuri through the tradition of the Wirarika people. So we felt we needed to go to Virikuta and really ask permission and make an offering and make a connection there, to sing the songs to the spirits of the Virikuta before we actually go and present it to the world. And then we went to the Andes, we went to the Valle Sagrado, Sacred Valley in Peru, and sang the songs to the Apus, because it's also a lot of Andean music or influence, Andean musical influence in our group, especially through Tabo Vasquez, who has a very, very strong connection with that part of the world, and or with the high plains of the Bolivia and Peru. So for us, it was very important to go there to make our offerings, sing the songs to the Apus, and somehow ask permission to carry these songs. And then we went to the Amazon. We drove from Machu Picchu directly to the Amazon over a long, epic journey, and were able to go there too, revisit. I hadn't been in the Amazon for 8 years. It was a very moving and strong meeting to come back there after so many years, and having bringing my family with me, my children, our children, and go back to Mutum, where I've spent some time before in the past, and had a big influence on the development of the band, with our relations there, with our studies, with the songs, with the friendships there. So it was very strong to come back and to be back in Mutum. We also were working on a project to bring clean water to Mutum, and we were really happy to finalize that part of the project and bring clean drinking water to Mutum. And felt very good to come back there and drink clean water from the taps after having worked so much on that project together with Water Now also. And then at the end, we are now finishing the tour. Well, we went to Europe, toured around Europe, and shared the songs now. First we shared them around Brazil. Then we went to the first part of Europe. Now we are currently on tour as well in Ireland at the moment, and we'll go to Switzerland next and play in Zurich, Geneva, Colmar, Vienna, Amsterdam, Paris, other beautiful places as well. And we will finish in Oslo on the 13th of October, and that is actually when we are going to release the record.
Ah, wow. So that was my second question. Yeah, exactly. Can you talk a little bit about the story of the second awaited album and when it's going to be released and where can we hear it? So 13th of October.
Yes, that's going to be the release date. Now it's official. We kind of have been, it's been a long one cooking. Also, it's actually taken a few years, and mostly because I've had a child in the middle. My second daughter was born last year, and when you come to pregnancy and childbirth, you just have to put everything else aside, including making records. So it's taken some time, but we're very happy and proud that it's finally finished, and very much looking forward to sharing it with the world. It's called Dreamtime, and it's very much influenced and inspired by these three places I just mentioned, but also the fourth one that I didn't mention yet is the Arctic and the North, and the Arctic Norway. And we are going there after the tour. We're going to have a retreat up in Arctic, in northern Norway. So that's where we kind of finalize the year, make our last offering, and somehow kind of seal the whole release of this record that has been, our activity this year. So yeah, very excited to be sharing it very soon with all of you.
Can't wait to hear it. So now you are back, as you said, in Europe for the second part, and you are coming to Switzerland for 2 dates, as you said, first in Zurich on September 20th, and then in Geneva, in a legendary, actually also very old, I don't know if you know this space, but it was built in the 20s, and it's a really legendary room for concerts. So the
Alhambra, yes.
21st Alhambra, the 21st of September. And I know it's not your first time here. I saw you already at the Healing Heart, at Romain Moutier and other places. So we are very honored and happy to have you back. Do you have a special connection? I want to talk about your connection with Switzerland, with our beautiful country.
Oh, my connection with Switzerland?
Yes.
Well, it's been a few years now that we've gone to visit Switzerland. We had a concert in Ancient Trance Festival, I think in 2019. Yeah. And this wonderful, strong power woman came backstage with the longest hair, beautiful woman called Melinda Nina Garcia. And she said, I want to bring you guys to Switzerland and stage you there. So it was really special because the next year was during COVID, and we had a commitment with her on I think it was 4th of August or 1st of September. And I remember just saying, we're going to be there. Like, when we make a commitment like that, and we have to honor our words, we have to go. So we managed to somehow get there by land in the middle of the COVID with the sort of a bus and a caravan, and managed to drive down from Norway, and it became like that was the Freedom Tour, which was really all about honoring our mission, whether the world was going off its rockers or not. So it was a good, strong meeting there in Switzerland, and it somehow has become a really beautiful alliance with the Swiss family, also with the Swiss medicine family, going there and making prayers and supporting the people there, and loving to come and play for the Swiss people. It's always such a blast, having so much fun, and yeah, it's just a really special place in our hearts.
Thank you. And the concert will take place also on a very special date, because it's the equinox. We're going to have
Yes.
ending the summer, entering the autumn, having this really perfect equilibre of the night and the day. And absolutely. I heard, I don't know if it's true, but you're going to offer a 3-hour concert, and I feel the magic already. Do you have a message, any message for the people who will join us on this portal, on this special date?
Well, just welcome. You know, it's a time when we are invited to step into something new, and all of this, you know, strange currents that are happening in the world is somehow asking us and inviting us to come into our power, come into you know, alignment with our purpose and what is really the point of us being on this planet, and remembering our original instructions of even coming to this earth. So it's a good time to come and celebrate exactly on the equinox in perfect balance and alignment, and to dance on Mother Earth and show our celebration and our joy for simply being alive and showing up for our purpose, showing up for our path, showing up for our life, for our descendants, for our ancestors, and dancing with all of them, and yeah, simply celebrate this beautiful, miraculous, magical life.
Yes, exactly. And it's Curawaka is committed to create a better world. Exactly this, sharing, singing, praying, and inspiring this new humanity, a new world to be united again. So I wanted to share one of your quotes. All ancient cultures have prophesied that time would come when the human family would unite and rise up to defend the sacred life on earth, as you just said. And time is now. So can you please share more about this prophecy, and especially how do you manifest it in your daily life, living and working with your family and community, taking care of the children, of the earth? I know you really manifest, I mean, it.
Yeah, I mean, how do we do this in our daily lives?
What's the challenges to ally, you know, the family, the work, you're touring?
Yeah, I mean, this has fallen on us, I feel, as our mission. This is what we like to do, to offer our gifts, and if that can be in resonance with more people and create some kind of, you know, something good for somebody else, that's an amazing gift also for us, that we can do this on a larger scale. It's an absolute blessing. We never go anywhere without our children, and first of all, we are mamas and papas, and we have always the family prayer of a healthy, happy family is always the central main prayer of our life. And from there, we kind of expand the, you know, the ripples of that prayer to our garden, our community, our extended community, to, you know, other medicine families around the planet, and really in nourishing that connection and that somehow that web of hubs of light, you know, that are really igniting in these days, and people that are, I'm really inspired by how many of us are simply tuning into what kind of craft or what kind of gift do we carry? What is my medicine? You know, not, and all of us finding that we can, it's a really good time to step away from the shyness and step into the gifts and the talents that we have been given, and share them fearlessly. And of course, seek teaching, seek counsel, make sure that we walk a, you know, path of integrity and a path of, you know, respect, and of have some kind of caution, but at the same time trust fully in the seeds that only we have inside, that are in our hearts, that are just waiting, you know, to sprout and to grow and to blossom. And it's wonderful to see just how much is happening on the planet right now. And I say that, well, we're living in prophetic times, right? in the context of that quote, it's true. All ancient cultures have these stories about the prophecy when humanity stands to protect. I really believe this is our purpose on earth, is to be the caretaker of this beautiful Garden of Eden. We are the caretakers, the guardians. But at the moment, not, there's some work still to be done there, no? Like we have to stop destroying it and start taking care of it. So each of us, one at a time, kind of working on ourselves to tune our antennas into what can I do for my land, for where I am, my community, my garden, the trees around my house. Simply start to connect locally where we are and where we walk and where we plant the seeds. Learn how to interact with the ecosystem around us and take place in that, and then somehow with our gifts weave ourselves into the flesh of the land, weave ourselves into the land, into being a healthy caretaker of the world around us. And we don't necessarily all have to be this, we have to be shamans and we have to, save the whole world as a big. If we just take care of ourselves and take care of and allow our gifts to flourish and come out and take care of our immediate environment and our communities, that's it. We are so in tune with everybody else through the big beautiful web of life that there's I really believe that that's where it lies. So it's a very, very exciting time to be alive on the planet, in the middle of a very big shift. And when it's really dark, I think it's important to light the fires. That's why we also kept touring during Corona. Like now is when we really need to gather and pray and light the fires and dance and sing and not ever let go of the joy and the goodness, because that is the fire that keeps our hearts burning, and that the torch of life, we hold it right now. We are the ones alive on the planet. We're the adult ones. We are the ones that have the responsibility, and whatever is happening on our planet right now, it's happening on our shift. And we're going to be the generation who's somehow responsible for all of this, whether we are believed ourselves to be the crooks or the heroes. It doesn't matter. It's happening on our shift in our generation. So it's just so many people that are waiting to do something good, that are goodness just wants to blossom everywhere if it just has the chance and find its partners, or it's find its tribe or find its allies. I really believe people really want to be good, so we just have to practice it a little bit and create it, let it happen.
Wow, thank you, because you really do create and do this action, and it's so inspiring, because we can see, we have to each one, it's true. And also more and more people actually, and as you say, I think we're in this big shift now, and it's happening, its time is now. So that's why more and more people gather actually to sing, pray, share, and find hope and joy, healing each other. Each one is holding a space for his brother now to crack, to cry, to laugh, to whatever. And you and Curawaka offers and holds these powerful sacred spaces with your music, your blessings, your prayer. You are really the medicine. So what is, for the people also, it's two questions in one, but what is medicine music for you? And how would you inspire people who did not experience this concert or ceremonial concerts? Some people are like, what are you doing there? They think we're praying like in a church. Or how would you inspire them to come enjoy these concerts?
Well, the medicine is coming from nature, whether it comes through a plant or through a gust of wind, or coming through a beautiful sunrise, or the smell of a flower. Nature is what has all the keys, all the answers, all the medicine, all the healing, all the potential. All the nourishment, all the sustenance coming through Mother Nature, coming through the planet, coming through our connection to the land. So it's like when things are good, there is a harmony around us. We have a sort of a harmonious design around us that nature just simply has by itself. If you go into a forest, there's just harmony, right? Symphony of harmony. And somehow, when we create in a space that is aligned with our original purpose and what my teachers call the sacred design of life, then things are in resonance, things are harmonious, and we can create out of that. And by, I think, what music, not just medicine music as a genre, but music, all music can be medicine, and in a way that it tunes its environment, you know, it brings symphony and it brings harmony where there is dissonance. And sometimes being, you know, places that are created for a certain purpose that is not in alignment with the purpose of nature, it creates dissonance, or it can create this dissonance. And if we reside and live and dwell in places of dissonance, we become dissonant too, because we become our environment. We are an extension of our environment, and vice versa. So living in places that are, you know, dissonant, it will create a lot of dissonance in us, stagnation, illnesses, and different problems. So the beauty of music and the voice and music and is to connect to these beautiful places of sympathy and of harmony, beautiful places in nature. You can simply close your eyes and travel with, you know, with your imagination to a place that is important to you, and you can sing it. By having been there and you have a connection to a place, you can sing that place. You can make music coming from that place, because we're magical like that. We have that place in us if we have a connection to it. We can sing from that place and share the frequency of what that means to us through our hearts, no? And that being shared in the environment can actually make a dissonant place harmonious. And in that way, you actually tune your, not just, you know, you feel better, but you actually tune the cells in your body, the cells of other people around you, this tuning the frequencies around. And I think that this is what happens a lot. People, you know, some people have the beautiful opportunity to come to ceremonies and eat plant medicine and you know, have a great experience with that, and really experience the miracle of these teachers and these healers. And some don't, but they might feel those frequencies in the songs that are really connected to the medicine, that are really, whether they're connected to the medicine or whether they're simply connected to the earth. Like a lot of folk music will be very connected to the environment in which it's created. And you can, you know, in Andean music, you can feel the apus, the mountains, the vibrance of the colors. You can feel the colors in it, no? And that beautiful expression of something raw and that really honors life, that honors nature, that honors ourselves as sacred human beings on planet Earth, and is somehow an embellishment of that connection, I think just becomes medicine, because that's what we need. We need the harmonious, you know, cloak around us. We need to somehow get out of all this dissonance and start to clean up and have a harmonious environment. And so yeah, whenever there's an ode to nature, an ode to the truth, an ode to what is sacred, an ode to something real, the heart, then it has this frequency of true and good and sacred and beauty. And then of course it's, yeah, each individual expression of each artist to convey that in their own way. But I really do believe that grounding in that intention has the frequency of healing and has the frequency of being medicine. Yeah,
thank you. And you talked a little bit about it, but we can just come back to it. You are also actively involved is through supporting various projects such as Indigenous rights, clean water, reforestation, permaculture. So you created the Curawaka Alliance Fund and just finished this campaign you talked about called Water is Life, bringing clean water in Mutu. So thank you so much for this devoted and sacred work. If you want to talk a little more about this campaign, or if you have a new one you want to fund, and also maybe your relation and connection with the water, because that's the last project. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the relation with the water is very strong. I think I've had the opportunity and blessing to learn a little bit about water prayers around the tipi ways of the North American traditions, and I'm really moved by everyone who has this strong relation to water and understands that water is alive. Water is our first medicine. Water is it's somehow perhaps the most ancient feminine force in the universe, and she creates in a way everything. The relation with fire, the masculine, the feminine, having somehow their love story, creating perhaps everything, and they being our oldest ancestors. So understanding that without clean water in our lives, whether that be, praying the water every morning, to, what can I do in my life that prioritizes clean water and protecting my land? What is my water source? How am I taking care of the water? How can I, go and make an ode to the rivers close to my home, or the oceans, or just being an ally of the water and singing it, enjoying it, doing what we can politically to protect it, or do any kind of activism that we can to make sure that clean water is always the main priority. It's absolutely fundamental and paramount to anything that we can do, I think, as humans. Same with all the elements. Make sure we have clean soil, protect the seeds, protect this is something that we feel very committed about, and that is the intention of creating this Curawaka Alliance Fund, which is taking a percentage of any income or revenue that comes through this platform of Curawaka. We are guarding in this trust fund, and that we are supporting different projects through that fund. And with the new record, we want to specifically go and support the people that are from the communities that are lending their voice to our record, such as the Wirarika people, such as Hivshu with this connection to the Inuit, such as the Shawandawa people, such as Taitanando with this wife Kati, who have a beautiful project in Colombia. There's so many good projects, and at the moment we are very much putting our effort into one of our teachers, Don Rafael Carrillo from the Wirarika people. They're doing a buying back land projects and trying to preserve the Virikuta desert, where the sacred medicine of hikuri grows, where there's a lot of interventions from industries. Before it was mineries, now it's tomato industry that are completely, buying up Virikuta to plant tomatoes, and it's not a very good presence there for the local people. It's a big threat on many levels. So we are doing what we can to support the projects that are now being done for Virikuta, and specifically to have these buy land projects that secure that the wilderness of Virikuta is just protected. It can just be what it is, with no one, no one taking over the desert. So that's our current focus. But supporting what we can, that of good projects that are all around. But there's so many people that are doing so much for so many parts of the world, and working for the indigenous communities, that are working for permaculture, reforestation, that are working for the water projects. I'm so moved and humbled by so many warriors that are really stepping it up these days. It's and we're anything an impact. People making movies, people buying back land, people getting support from all parts of society. It's very moving and very strong. So I just feel very humble to be somehow alive at this point and witness all of this and feel that we just have to do whatever we can as long as there is left pristine for all those that are coming after us.
So beautiful, thank you. Because I know also they came to Switzerland, we have the UN, and before COVID, they came also with Kuta to speak about their rights, because it's true they're disappearing, and they had the chance to come to Switzerland. I hope they come back. But really, we need you and all these people, as you say today, to support all that. So thank you for this. To finish, I wanted to ask you, but as you are in the car, I don't know if it's possible, if you wanted to share a little song or a little improvisation, to people can hear your beautiful, powerful voice. But otherwise, if you can sing in the car, if you just want to add something, and we can finish that way.
I quite like to sing in the car.
No, I was thinking, of course you can sing everywhere also, I know. So yeah.
I just don't have any instruments, but it's okay. I can improvise something. Let's see. I can share a little bit something from the new record, a song from the Shawandawa people called Bitatara. Share a little bit of that. Bitatara, bitatara. Bitatara, bitatara. Bitatara, bitatara. Bitatara, bitatara. Tawa yung yutumbe. Kayo tumbe. Tawa yung yutumbe. Kayo yutumbe. Awamumuya, wamumuya. Mumuniwa, mumuniwa. Awamumuya, wamumuya. Mumuniwa, mumuniwa. Bitatara, bitatara. Bitatara, bitatara. Bitatara, 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 bitatara. Kawayo no yutumbe, tumbe kayo tumbe. Kawayo yutumbe, tumbe kayo tumbe. Awamumuya, wamumuya. Mumuniwa, mumuniwa. Awamumuya, wamumuya. Mumuniwa, mumuniwa.
Aho, Hausch.
Aho.
Such a blessing to hear you. Every word I could hear you for hours, but I'm gonna leave you now because I know you have another tour and a lot of journey still in front of you. Thank you so much, Anna. If you want to add something, it's open still. And otherwise, we see you next week in Geneva and in Zurich.
No, just thank you so much. And thank you so much for everyone that is coming out to see us for the shows. It's really special to share. I just noticed how much people are ready to open their hearts and ready to share and enjoy and dance and sing and really live this beauty that life has. So just very humble and very grateful and really looking forward to see a lot of people coming to the shows and coming to the events and creating some magic together. Thank you so much, Tali, for having me on this.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, I don't know how to stop this. I don't know how to stop the repetition to say just goodbye. So yeah, I'm just gonna say goodbye here.
Okay. Well, very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Woohoo!
Yoo-hoo! Love you.
Love you. Ciao, ciao.